Hello, ladies and gentlemen. 12th of December. Let's have a look in 5 minutes, the review of the current situation of crypto market. I have prepared 10 things, everything you should be aware about. Based on this, you can make a decision for the short and long-term future. Let's start. Base repetition where we are compared to the halving. We are still somewhere in the middle. If you hold spot, doesn't matter if this is altcoins or Bitcoin. In both cases, we are still in the middle of the cycle. Nothing to sell yet in all. You can take partial profits, but definitely not all of them, not yet. And I will tell you why. Next slide is comparing the gold ETF to Bitcoin. And that's why I say, and I hope you will agree, don't sell all your Bitcoin. You can sell and you should sell partially, always to take some profits. To don't feel stressed about it, but definitely keep it for the long term. So this is how when gold starts trading the ETF for 82 bars means 82 months. There was a rise of the price. Of course, there were the time where it was good to sell, to buy it back and have more gold. The same will be with Bitcoin. It's good to sell a little bit when it is eventually peaking too fast and then buy it back here. But it's never easy, right? So that's the whole point here. But to let you know where we are here. If we compare gold ETF to Bitcoin, we are just at the beginning. There is still a lot of room to for Bitcoin to grow. So don't panic. If you hold it further. Next slide. That's the same one I showed you before, but here we are comparing the Bitcoin to gold on a daily time frame. So when we compare on daily, I have tried to put the same time frames on the monthly time frames and the daily, and try to see what can happen in December. The past doesn't have to repeat the future, and the reality is that it's difficult to predict. But if Bitcoin would do the similar move which gold did that time, it would look like a similar on the right side. That would mean Bitcoin could still pull back and actually went down like 5, 10, maybe even 20%, but that would be um, a bit hard for all of the market cap in December, start January low and then go high. But if it would repeat the ETF, Bitcoin can do different things. It can go still first to 120 and then pull back and then up. So that's what I have no clue, and probably no one has clue yet. We will try to determine it in the next days, but that's some idea I wanted to show you and present. So the most important chart, which is all of us should be aware, is to compare Bitcoin dominance. I don't say it's the easiest one because again, it doesn't have to repeat the history again. There is a lot of millions flowing to Bitcoin, but according to history, cycles, and everything, we are early in terms of the altcoins. So if the history would repeat, that means the next few months would be extremely good for altcoins. So that's the main message for today, and that's also how I will trade my bucks. So remember I show you the pullback from where is this? From the last year. Let me just move back. It is here. And similar was 2017. We had like 1 or 2 moves of consolidation before the trend was continue. So exactly the same situation takes place recently. Look, we broke down the support, long-term support, and then now we are confirming it as a resistance. So from technical perspective, that's the perfect signal to enter short Bitcoin from Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance means market share goes to altcoins now, and market share should go to altcoins. What I was thinking to do quickly is to review how it looked in 2017, and it looked completely different. So yeah. However, the liquidation, not liquidation, but liquidity in 2017 was completely different than recently. So I think it's very difficult to compare it to 2017. It's definitely much better. We would keep it for and compare to 2021. I hope you agree. In both cases, we speak the same message. The message is following. Bitcoin dominance is evidentially dropping, flipping the support to resistance, and that's the signal we should keep in mind, which means put money to altcoins and keep it still there. The next chart is comparing altcoins to Ethereum to others. Basically, this is the same chart. There is no difference. That's why we just keep it simple. We assume the Ether means the trend and the moves similar to altcoins. That's what you can see the current picture. Of course, there are specific altcoins which are exploding, particular days, weeks, and months. ADA, XRP, DOT, Doge. There are multiple ones which got a lot of volume. But high level, this is where we are in terms of the trend for altcoins, okay? And there is still a lot of room to grow. I also agree, and this is the key message also from this video. For altcoins and others, we have still a lot of room for growth. Then the next chart is showing the dominance for others. According to the past few cycles, once we broke this trend line, and rather once we reach the support and we start the new trend, it stay basically for the 4 months in the row without any significant pullback. That would mean that until February and rather March next year, altcoins still should grow, and the end of Q1 2025 should be the best time for realizing the profits. On the right side, you see the others to Bitcoin. Situation is very similar. The move just started, right? Can you say that it doesn't look? Is it overextended or it just started? It has basically started. So there is a lot of room for further improvements yet, further movements. The same for others versus the Ethereum. So basically, we have just only started. There is still a lot of volume to come. Now, there is the same chart for others, comparing the last cycles. And as you can see, we had the first red bar on the weekly basis. We got it every time, but after that red bar, there were green bars. So there are still few red, but in the nutshell, that's the first major pullback, but not trend reversal. And this is the key message here. That's the same chart right now, but not dominance, but the crypto cap for others. And exactly the same situation. We are still in the middle of the move. There is still a lot of room for further volume to come. It can be lower caps, we think, but that's how we can evaluate the trend. Now I can quickly show the few charts from X and compare different alt seasons. That's exactly what I try to present. We are just at the breakout, and that's exactly what we saw here. We are at the breakout point here. So I confirm that the numbers looks exactly the same. If you hold spot, keep spot. I'm buying spot, I'm holding spot and waiting to realize profits around March. I believe March. Here is the comparison 2023 to 24 for Bitcoin itself. It looks very similar. That's why it makes sense to compare. But doesn't mean it will happen. This chart is showing what I just confirming what I just showed you, that we had a breakdown of dominance, a trend reversal, and the continuation of the trend. And the last one is the altcoins chart. It's a short-term analysis we had the manipulation and the distribution, rather continuation of the trend. And that's exactly what I also expecting. So I promised 5 minutes, it went to 10. It's not easy to keep it short. I speak maybe still too slow. I will try to improve it next time. But in terms of the content, I am sure you got a very good idea how you could uh, trade it in the short and the long term future. And this is the last chart just to present, just a summary of what we just discussed. Bitcoins and others trend. For short term, both are up, but definitely it's a good idea to keep more in others, which Ethereum and altcoins, because Bitcoin will not move 10 times until March next year. It will move 10 times, but it will take a bit more time. For others, it is possible for lower cap to make a major breakouts and big moves in the next 3-4 months, which can help you gather actually more Bitcoins at the end. So for spot, it's a very good idea to keep spot. For futures, take into account the current situation. We are in the middle of the move. It's extremely difficult to get a position. The shakeout which took place last week cleaned up so many liquidity from the market. So if you would like to enter the new orders, you need to be extremely cautious. Your liquidation or stop loss is very short, and it's not easy. So I recommend to really trade spot right now. Just basically hold it. And the futures, the pullbacks like we saw, that was the perfect moment to raise the future orders. But hey, it's not easy, right? You have to be the right moment, the right cash, right position. So if you did it, congratulations. If not, be happy with spot. And yep, that will be everything for today. So thanks a lot for watching, and talk to you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.